Hey y'all, good morning, good morning. I'm on my morning walk, y'all. Woo! And it is cold. Cold and brisk out here, y'all. It really is. I'm looking at this thing right here. Y'all, I got weight to lose. You hear me? It's this right here, y'all. I did a outdoors video one time, and one of y'all said ought to get a BBW or a tummy tuck or something. But anyway, I am very much looking into that, y'all. I'm thinking timeline around March or April. But how y'all doing this morning? If this is your first time on my channel, my name is Cheryl Grabowski. Okay? I mukbang a lot. That means that I have a food show. And some of y'all might say, well, Cheryl, we know that you eat, but everybody don't know. Some people come across my channel and don't realize that I'm a mukbanger. And by definition, that's somebody who eats on camera. Okay? And then sometimes, y'all, have conversations about topics that are important to me. I'm looking at that squirrel. That are important to me. And sometimes I do reaction videos on other people who are in the mukbang community. And then I have conversations about things that are happening in my world, where I'm from, in North Carolina, or whatever, celebrities or whatever. But I'm getting ready to do a talk on, what is her name? Cynthia Bailey from Real Housewives of Atlanta. And this marriage that she is about to get out of, and it only lasted for 2 years. And in my opinion, from what I saw on the show, because she's not on the Real Housewives of Atlanta anymore, from what they told us, or what they showed us about her new man, honey, there were red flags all over the place. And so I knew that there was a high probability that wasn't going to work, especially since I've been through coaching about triggers, traumas, and past experiences. Okay? And how your body records information. You know what I mean? And how you play hell trying to change a pattern that you've been doing for years. And most of the time, people won't go into therapy to find out how to change these behaviors and how it relates to your childhood. How you pick a romantic partner based on the environment from your childhood. And y'all, it's the science for me. It's just the science for me. And when I look at my life, hell yeah, I've done that. Absolutely. And so I'm going to do a video on Cynthia Bailey and her 2 year, because the marriage only lasted, guys, for 2 years. 2 years. And I think this is her third marriage. Me personally, I have no intention of getting married again anytime soon. I'm working on me. And according to my history, I have so much more work to do. I'm telling y'all. So when people say, a friend of mine asked me not too long ago, in my opinion, he said, in your opinion, why do you think marriages don't work anymore like they used to? Like the divorce rate is so high. Well, we're finding out how unhealthy we are as people, individually. And then you got two unhealthy people that get together trying to attempt to be married and to take care of each other's needs when we don't even really know how to take care of our own needs. And then we have our triggers and our traumas. Y'all know my channel is very much about getting your fucking emotions together. You know what I mean? And our emotions are many. We have plenty emotions about things. And some of us are numb because we have so many issues, and things have happened early on in life where we have just We've become numb because we've buried a lot of things, right? So that's a whole nother issue. So over here on my channel, we're going to be talking about some emotions now. That's what's going to happen. Okay, I did find out that I'm a Scorpio, so that is a water sign. And you might say, Cheryl, what's being a Scorpio got anything to do with it? It got everything to do with it. Okay, just like, for instance, just like you see that sun up there, isn't it bright and beautiful? Okay, see that grass? It's green, and those trees are green because of that sun, and because of that sun. Okay, then the sun gives the trees, shine down on the trees and the grass, and the trees give us oxygen because that's what it was designed to do. So when it comes to, y'all done forgot my damn point. I do stuff like that because I got a menopausal brain, for one thing. What was my point, y'all? Hold on. What was my point? What was my point? I know I was talking about the emotions. Anyway, let me just jump in there because I might get it in a minute. But anyway, so our emotional well-being is important, y'all. It's important. Okay? I remember a day and a time when, in my past, okay, so let's take it back. And I hope y'all are with me for this morning walk. It is so peaceful, trying to use a peaceful tone so that you can appreciate what I'm saying. You know, I'm going to slow down because I know I have a tendency to speak too fast, and then I'll get everything all confused. Okay, or, just words on top of each other. But I done lost my damn train of thought again. Oh, Lord. Y'all, we just going to walk for a minute. Y'all don't be mad. Don't be mad at me. Be patient. Be patient. Because I do this shit. This is what I do sometimes. Okay. Ooh, child. Ooh, child. I know y'all might say, Cheryl, why you got makeup on when you walking? Because I knew that I had a really early morning appointment. Early morning. About 7:15. And I knew that afterwards I was coming for a morning walk, and I wanted to look nice for you guys, you know what I mean? While y'all listen to me talk about things that matter to me. And if this is your first time here on my channel, go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and subscribe, because you're going to be hearing you're going to get some stuff that's going to help you along the way. Okay? Okay. So, I don't know. I cannot get back to the 2 points that I had. I don't know why. I don't know why, y'all. So I've been walking for about, let's see. No. It says 8 minutes and 43 minutes for the video. But I was on the phone with my daughter for about 30 minutes prior to. So my intention is to just keep on walking because it's really early in the morning. And it's cold. And it's beautiful out here. And there are not many people out here at all. See, y'all see that side of the field where those tall trees tower the field? I don't like walking over there early in the morning when there are not a lot of people out here, just for safety reasons. You know what I mean? I don't know what's in the woods. And if I don't see maybe about 4 or 5 people along the track on that side, I'm not going over there. I'm not going. You might say, Cheryl, that's just being fearful. There's nothing over there. Well, there might not be anything over there, but I just don't want to deal with it. There are other parts to the trail. So I'll just walk over here where it's broad and wide open, and I don't have to worry about what's in the dark places of the woods. Anyway, I wish I can get back to what I was, my point. But this walk feels so good, y'all. My legs feel good. It's been, I don't know, it's been like maybe 10 or so days since I've gone on a walk. That's horrible. It's not good at all. I have gained weight. It's okay. It's okay. Because I'm walking this morning and I'll take it off. Absolutely. But yeah. So I know at the beginning I was talking about Cynthia and her 2-year marriage and how it's ended now. And I told y'all I want to do a video on it. Well, let me just give y'all a recap on my video that I did about being high off of dopamine, which is a pleasure hormone. Let's talk about that a little bit more. So yeah, I am feeling a lot still. Not so high today. You know what I mean? I was high on dopamine that night. Not so high today. You know? Not so high today. Today is different from that evening. Yep. It's new to me about, it's new how I've learned how to check into my feelings, spend time with myself, trying to figure out why I'm feeling what I'm feeling, okay? That's new. Because as a younger person, I didn't really know how to do that, but I do now. And so that's partly why I'm walking this morning to help me process my feelings. You know what I mean? Walking, exercise gives you dopamine as well. There are lots of things that give you a dopamine boost. So y'all know that I do research constantly because I'm on a quest to be, now I remember what I was talking about before. I'm on a quest to be a healthier person. You know what I'm saying? And so what I've learned the other day is that lots of people have what they call a dopamine deficiency. Just like a vitamin D sufficiency or vitamin E deficiency, some people have a dopamine deficiency, meaning that hormone, that the pleasure hormone that I was talking about on the other video, the one that gives you the good vibes and all. Some people have a deficiency there. And so when you have a dopamine deficiency, some people become addicts because we begin to chase the dopamine, because since you have a deficiency, so you don't feel it a lot of the times. And so when you come across, okay, say for instance, we're going to use food, because a lot of people can relate to being a food addict. Okay, so when you have a dopamine deficiency, right, and then you eat, say for instance, your pleasure meal is a ribeye, a baked potato, salad, and some dessert. And you call this thing your happy meal. And whenever you eat this meal, you feel great. Good morning. You feel great because the dopamine is released, right? And so you associate pleasure with that meal. And then sometimes you can become addicted to, eating that particular thing. Or some people just become addicted to food. So you're chasing the dopamine because you have a deficiency in that area, in that particular hormone. And so the idea is to use substance or food or even sex or anything like that to give you those spikes in dopamine because you lack it. Now, I don't know if I have a dopamine deficiency. I don't know. I don't think so, but I don't know for sure. You know what I mean? So anyway, that was interesting the other day when I did my research on that. And that's how you become addicted to something, you know? See, y'all, we all are in a search to regulate ourselves, okay? Because early on in life or somewhere in life, we get traumatized, right? And then we form triggers. And you would ask me a question, well, Cheryl, well, say for instance, it ended, it happened 10, 15 years ago, right? Okay. So, but when you get traumatized, what I've learned is that your body and your brain are traumatized, okay? And it records the situation. It records the memory and the emotion in the body and in the brain, especially the body. We're gonna focus on the body this morning. It records it in the body so that when you get triggered about a person, place, or thing, Squirrel, can you go head on? Go on this morning, please. Mr. Squirrel, can you get out my way? You used to people walking. Please go. Thank you. So it records it in the body, y'all. And you could very much be triggered, or that trauma can be stuck in your cells. cells. And it makes your blood pressure go up, and all kind of things happen to you. And then we go on a search to soothe ourselves. And you know what? Y'all know I have religious talks on my channel. I talk about some of the things that I've experienced in church, and some of the doctrine and ideologies that I learned, and some of the practices that I used to practice, and the ways that I used to think. You know what I mean? So when these bad emotions, aka traumas and triggers, are trapped in the body, you got to learn how to release it. Cause see, we find things like caffeine, sex, food, substances, drugs, stuff like that, even hobbies, and all of that is an attempt to regulate us, because we're offset by old unresolved emotions that are trapped inside the body, aka autoimmune diseases, rheumatoid arthritis, thyroid, Graves' disease, all those kind of things. There is an association. I need to do some research so I can give y'all some references to some of these things that I'm talking about, so that you can go and research and find it on your own. But my channel is very much about life, real shit. You know what I'm saying? It don't get any more real about talking about these emotions, because see, nobody want to talk about the emotions. We want to talk about faith, and we try to fix the emotions by walking in faith, and it doesn't work. That is almost like drinking, smoking, or overeating, because it doesn't last. Do you see what I'm saying? You have to go back to your faith stuff, your faith material, and reread and restudy. But that emotion or that trauma, those triggers, are still stuck in your body. So you might say, well, sure, how the hell do I release it? You got to, okay. Let me tell you. Hold on. Let me tell you how you release it. Whew. You release it through a series of things. First of all, you got to find somebody who knows about these types of things. And you say, sure, I don't want to talk to nobody about my business. Listen to what I'm telling you. this is just how it works. You can't do it by yourself. So somebody say, well, sure, I got by myself and I got alone. And you know how we do. Well, you know how we do, y'all. I had this conversation with God. No, ma'am, it's a negative. It don't work like that. Mm-mm. We ain't talking about God and spirit. We're talking about the body. We're talking about the body because we're talking about emotions. And them emotions are trapped inside the body. So then we go to the doctor, and the doctor give us a prescription to lower our blood pressure, right? And to address our trembling, our shaking, our anxieties. But the reality is that those old unresolved issues, the ones that you don't want to talk to nobody about, they're still trapped in your body. And see, the brain ain't gonna just release it because time don't exist to it. So whatever, if it happened to you 15 years ago, it's still happening inside your body now, especially when something around you is familiar to, or you hear something, or somebody tell you something, or you see something, or something occurs with somebody else and it reminds you of that thing that you've dealt with. It's still, that's why you feel that jerk. You feel that, that's the trauma. That's the unresolved emotion that's trapped in the body. You got to call somebody. See, let's talk about anxiety. And I'm just telling y'all, I'm not a doctor or a psychiatrist. I'm just telling y'all what I learned, and I'm telling y'all what I did and how it helped me, okay? Because I had a tremble to me too. I was trembling. Somebody calling me. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Good Lord, how long? I'm sorry, y'all. Somebody was calling my phone, so when somebody calls my phone, it goes silent. So I knew that, so I paused. But I had a tremble to me too. Like I was trembling. I was trembling and jumpy and, all those things. And my coach, and my coach was wonderful. She was just wonderful. If somebody else called, y'all had to end the call so y'all could hear me. My coach was wonderful, and I used to tremble and shake too. See, that blanket emotion, we call anxiety a blanket emotion because, see, everybody got anxiety. I remember at the top of the pandemic, when the pandemic scared me so bad, y'all, I was so scared because y'all know that I'm a sensitive person and a whole lot emotional. And honey, my mind was showing me, when they were showing me the people in, where was that? What country was that? I think it was in Germany. When they were showing that the people in Germany was dying, and then they said that they had so many bodies that the morgues were going nonstop. Not the morgues, but the crematory. So, they were burning the bodies. And so it never went out because they were just refilling the crematories with bodies. It was way too much for me. And honey, I started doing an assessment in my brain of all these people that were dying. And honey, my anxiety, I knew I had a little piece of shimmer and shake with me, but my anxiety hit the roof. And I went to the doctor and I told her, I said, when I step outside my house, it's almost like the world begins to shrink in a sense. And I'm trembling and shaking and out of breath, because my nerves were so bad, right? So I know about anxiety. She prescribed 3 pills for me, 3 different ones that I don't take anymore because once I got with my coach, and y'all know I was going through a divorce at the time, and my whole life was crumbling around me. I was feeling everything, my childhood, just everything. And when I got with my coach, and she was like, you know what? Anxiety is a blanket emotion. There are so many other things going on under that blanket. Like, we call everything anxiety, but it's not anxiety. It's your past. It's your past. Yeah. It's all that shit you felt when you were a child and you couldn't do anything about it because children don't know how to fix shit. We only just know how to survive. That's right. Have you ever heard somebody say, girl, they are so childish? Or that big grown woman or big grown man acting like a child. Well, yeah, that happens because if you're not in the right type of environment, then you can stop developing at that age and just in that particular way emotionally. So if you stop developing around the age of 7-year-old don't know how to resolve issues. 7-year-old don't know how to go into their emotions and fix it. 7-year-old don't know how to do that. So you say, well, Cheryl, when you grow up and you learn better. No, you learn information. We're not talking about knowledge and information. We're talking about emotion. We're talking about feelings. Okay, you don't learn. That's not how that happens. Say for instance, you got a child who's 7 that's in a bad environment and experiencing grown-up things, but they don't have a grown-up mind. They don't know what to do with these things. Okay, you got the other child who's in a healthy environment and so they're not in survival mode. They're not in survival mode. They're growing and developing like they should. And so they learn emotional intelligence at the time that they're supposed to learn it. Meanwhile, the other child goes into survival mode and they don't learn shit. Matter of fact, they stop developing. They stop. Okay, so that child goes on into their adolescence, their preteen, and then their teenage years, high school years. They even go to college. They're still the child because they did not develop the way that they were supposed to, right? So they are a full-grown child. They may have a good job. They may even be married. They are a child still. You got to get somebody to help you if that's you. If you know that you have an emotional dysregulation, and you know that by dealing with others, and they tell you all the time, they was like, you be doing too much. You spaz out all the time. You cause bad feelings in other people. You get depressed all the time. Stuff like that. You need some help. So anyway, y'all, leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. This was a choppy video because part of it, my mind just went. My mind just went, honey. I'm telling you, this premenopausal brain of mine. But this walking is good for it. Get your butt up. I say get your butt up and get to walking and move around. Don't worry about losing no weight. We ain't walking to lose weight. We're walking to honor the body. Give it what it needs, y'all. Y'all know we were not designed, in a sense, to drive cars all day. No. We were supposed to be walking and moving. We don't get enough exercise, y'all. And then we cry about the different things that happen to us when we're not going by the body's natural design. We're designed to drink water too, because we are made up of lots of water. But you know what we do? We don't like water. We want soda. We want everything else but water. See how y'all do? But we complain when our body go to acting crazy. But we are not going by the design of the body. So over here on my channel, I give you a lot of good stuff. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. While I'm learning more about my own self. Don't forget about you. You might be a teacher of some sort. You might be somebody who lectures, or you could even be a preacher, or somebody who helps folk all the time. Don't forget about you. Don't. That's your first job. Is you and your body. Give the body what it needs. The body need exercise. The body need water. And my thing is, we are crazy to forget the fundamentals. You talking about being a fundamentalist, a human fundamentalist. The body need exercise and water, ma'am and sir. You too busy to drink water and to exercise? Oh, we don't pay no attention to those things. We too busy, we too busy. We trying to make all the money in the world. Don't y'all know? I listened to a video the other night, and I was like, I was on TikTok. By the way, I do love TikTok, okay? I'm telling you this right now. I love TikTok. I love TikTok, okay? You talking about a plethora of wonderful people. Wonderful people on TikTok. Wonderful people. Oh my goodness. And this man was talking about life. Just life. And his perspective was so good. He talked about that we're here on a life lease. Which is insanity. Because, we all got up this morning. For the ones that can't hear the sound of my voice, we all got up this morning. You know what I mean? And you can hear me talk. And so sometime today we'll eat and we'll do whatever it is that we do. Okay? But there'll be one day when we won't rise in this body, right? Just one day. And that's for everybody under the sound of my voice, because that's part of the deal. You can't come here without leaving here, ma'am and sir, okay? And the thing is, it's okay. You got to come to terms with that thing. So when you come to terms with that thing, then you can live then, because the way that I see it and the way the man saw it on the video, because he see it the way that I see it, but he broke it down so much better because he had so much science in it. But the way that I see it, since you're in your body and you're on your life lease, it's a lease and you're on it. So you may as well just enjoy life in the body. That's what you're supposed to do. Like the tongue is made for two things: talking and tasting. Okay? All right? And so don't you sit here and don't y'all act like that there isn't extreme pleasure in the palate. That's what my channel is about. It's an eating show. And so you taste, right? Sometimes we say, oh girl, I'm not buying that. It's too expensive. What you mean? What do you mean it's too expensive? It ain't too expensive for who? Too expensive for you? Like, you could buy it, but you don't because you don't want to pay that price. Well, why not? Why not? That is one of the ways that you explore life in the body, and you utilize the palate, the tongue. What you mean? You know what I'm saying? Simple things like that. Okay, so travel is another thing. You know what I mean? Because this earth is massive. You know what I mean? And it's the only earth that we have. It ain't like we can go to another earth. You know, not yet. That's something to think about. Not yet. We're trying, but we haven't achieved it yet. So this is the only one that we have. So travel is important. You know what I'm saying? But if you got all kind of issues in yourself, in your mind, mental, and trauma and stuff trapped in the body, you won't enjoy life because you're in survival mode. You're not thriving. You're just surviving day by day. You're biding your time, and then you're praying to a God to take you to another place. He already made a place. He already made a place. The earth is what we have right here, right now. I think God's intention was for us to enjoy it in the body. You know, you can't enjoy it in the spirit. It's not a spirit world. It's a material world. Substance. We be caught in, listen, I'm going to end this video because I had no idea it was going to be this damn long. It's long. We be caught in the faith realm all the time. You know what I'm saying? We be caught in the faith realm, hoping and praying and manifesting, trying to manifest things when you have so much substance right in front of you every day. Things that you could love and enjoy every day. Y'all, we be thinking about the wrong shit. I'm telling you. Have your mind. But see, as a man thinketh, so is he or she. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? The way you think will determine your experience. You got to be careful what you allow to be in your mind. I listened to this other video about this girl talking about, she was talking about, what was it? It was great. She was talking about heaven and hell and death. Now, y'all know those are some serious topics. And you be like, Cheryl, I'm not getting ready to listen to you, girl. You just somebody on YouTube, honey. You know, I'll go to my preacher or my priest or my apostle for that type of information. No, you don't. You could be right here. You could be right here with me when it comes to that. Yeah, because I totally agree with her. And this is what she said. She said that energy never dies. It's impossible. So she said the life force that we are is the same thing that the sun is and beyond. So we are eternal, period. Right now we have a body. And so that's why you're supposed to share. You're supposed to enjoy life in your body. You're not supposed to be sitting around putting all this crazy stuff in your mind. There was one guy on YouTube, and I'm trying to remember so I can get back to where I was. But honey, his whole channel was about demons, devils, and negative energy. So I'm just gonna replace the demon, devil, and say negative energy, right? But the thing about the brain and the body is that whatever you speak about, that's where you're going to be. So actually talking about it all the time, it brings it to you, and then you experience it. So it's always a demon and devil. There were so many people down in the comment section who was amening him. I'm talking about his thread was huge about, I saw a lot of people was talking about their family members are demons and devils. Let me. So I went down in the comment section and I said, well, your family members have recorded triggers and traumas inside their body that you might not even know about, and those emotions are stuck, and then they're experiencing life and being hateful and all the things that they're doing because they are not aware in a sense of what's going on with them. You got traumas and triggers too, but they come out, maybe their trauma and trigger is hatefulness and drugs, and your trauma and your triggers are overeating and being pessimistic. See, all four are just as awful to the life force that's inside you, because you are not made that way. Okay? Let's get that together. So she was just saying that energy never dies. And what it does is it pops up somewhere else in another form. And then she talked about now let me get this right. What she said, that there are many dimensions at the same time. Like, there are innumerable, how she say it? Like, you can step right. The way that I get it is that you can step, like, I'm here in the park right now, right? Walking. But in the next second, I could be in another world. That doesn't necessarily mean another planet, but it just means another dimension, doing something similar to what I'm doing now, but be in another body or be another thing. So the energy, it transfers. Now I'm going to tell y'all something. Y'all don't leave the channel. Stay right here. Stay right here. Okay? Say, for instance, you got a loved one that's outside the body. Okay? You're going to mourn that loved one because we are full of emotions, and sorrow and sadness is part of the human experience. Okay? It's a program. It's already set inside of us. You understand what I'm saying? You can't get past grief. Grief is part of the contract. Sir, you say, sure, why you keep on talking about a contract? Listen, the reason why, because life is a lease, and every lease has a contract. You signed the contract before you came here. Okay? Grief is a part of the contract. So you're going to grieve your loved one, but what I'm telling you is this. Your loved one is not dead. Your loved one ain't dead. And your loved one ain't sitting around the throne of God's feet worshiping. No. Your loved one is in another dimension, living and transforming and being another version of themselves. Because I told y'all, when I was a devout Christian, I knew this. Now listen to what and I got this understanding straight from Scripture. If God is eternal and infinite, so are you. Every seed produces after its own kind. We come from the spirit world. Spirit world, we will go back to. We are from spirit. Spirit and spirit. We are spirit. Okay? I knew this from my theology, that if I was created and I'm from the God life, God force, God energy, then I'm eternal and infinite too. See what I'm saying? So the idea that if you mess up down here, then you go into a hell and be punished, y'all will be shaming yourself. That is the most human concept that I could ever. A man created that. God ain't said that. God is way more intelligent than that. And that is part of y'all problem. Y'all not smart enough to see through that. Now I'm granted. I'm going to say 1,000 years ago, then mostly everybody probably believed that, or more, probably all people believe that. But as we evolve, you cannot continue to believe that. You just can't. You just cannot. It's a lot of things that we thought were set in stone, and then we find out as we live, it ain't nothing like that. So I'm telling y'all, the earth itself is transforming and everything in it. The idea about the black and see the heaven and hell, that's like people who think black and white. That's like people who think that a person is all good or a person is all evil, when the reality is that we are both. When you think you all good, listen to me now. I'm talking to somebody. I'm talking more than one person. But when you think you all good because you followed a list of things that you've done for the last 40 years, there's a list. We're going to put 40 things on this list that you know that you've done, and you've not taken a break from these things, which is your righteousness, which is your list of righteous things that you've done. And because you've done these things, there's a tractor behind me, y'all, so hold on for a minute. Because you've done these things, you feel like that you've earned, the right to say that you're righteous, more righteous than others, because of this 40 things that you've done for 40 years. So you're telling me that you've earned your position in life. That is a man-made idea, y'all. I'm telling you, that idea is so underdeveloped and childish and non-smart and non-intellectual. I don't care if you're a degreed person. I don't care nothing about that. You are very, very underdeveloped when it comes to these types of ideas. You know what I mean? But anyway, kisses and hugs. I don't know how we got all the way over there. But a lot of the things about life that I tell y'all about, it comes through not being afraid to think my own thoughts. It comes through taking fear and putting it where it belongs. Because y'all are afraid. Stop being so scary. Stop. Deal with fear. I'm going to give y'all an assignment. I'm going to give you an assignment. Think about this. Fear is an emotion that holds you back from lots of good things, right? So if you want to exercise, you want to do an exercise today, I'm going to give you an exercise. Do something that you are scared to pieces to do. Do it and just do it anyway. Just do it anyway, okay? My mama's calling me. I'll see y'all later. Have a good day. Bye.